Well, hello, my loves, and happy Sunday to you. So today we're going to be doing some fun experimenting. It's been the summer of experiments, I think. But I have been learning some new techniques just by trial and error and using them in some of the content for the membership. And so I want to share one of those techniques with you today, real time, not, something that I've taken from the membership, but real time. If you're new to me, I'm Shawn Petite, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. I so appreciate you being here, and I hope that you find some value and you get some ahas and some inspiration from whatever I do. I am just grateful that you are here, and I am really grateful to all of my longtime subscribers for continuing to share this creative journey with me. So today we are going to be doing some printing without a gel plate, which it is so much fun, and I haven't even begun to explore what I can do with this. So there will be more coming, but for now I'll show you what I have learned so far. But before we do that, I just want to let you know that the doors to the Mixed Media Insider membership, they're open, and we are accepting new members. The doors will only be open for 2 weeks, and then after that, it'll be closed again till January, and then after that, it won't be open again for another 7 months or something like that. So I just wanted to let you know that the doors to the membership are open. It's over 4 years worth of content. We have monthly content or full workshops, art challenges like the things that I've been showing you over the last few weeks, including what I'm going to be doing today. Let's see, backstage pass, where I let you peek over my shoulder when I'm experimenting and things like that. Art chats, where I try to encourage you and inspire you and help you grow in your artist journey. What else? There's just so much. There's over 4 years worth of content, and almost every single workshop that I've put out is within the membership. The only ones that are not in there, I think, are the very, very old ones. But even then, if somebody asked me, hey, I'd really like to see this, I would put it in. But so there's a lot for you, all skill levels from beginner to advanced. I've got a beginner section, and the art challenges are perfect for beginners up to advanced and advanced techniques. So art journaling, everything. We do everything. So you can check it out. I'll have the link below for you for the Mixed Media Insider membership. You can check out the landing page and see if it's something that's for you, and you can sign up. You can sign up, and you have the option to be able to, if you decide and you get in for a couple months and you're like, I don't think this is for me, you can cancel anytime. So you'll see all of that on the website. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know that the doors to the membership are open. Okay. Let's see. I think that's all I have to tell you right now. So let's dive into the fun. Okay. So down here I have out, I have 2 types of paper out. I have some, let's see. This is medical exam paper. No. This is medical exam paper. They have a different feel. And then this is wet strength tissue paper. And they're pretty equal. Sometimes this will go a little bit, the medical exam paper might go a little bit more transparent. They're more like translucent than completely transparent because I use matte medium. If I were to use gloss medium, they would pretty much go transparent, but I'm not a gloss medium person. So I use matte medium. These are the 2 papers that I will be using, and I will give you an example. So I should pull this out of what our prints could look like on copy paper. So this is like gel printing without the gel plate, but so much better, I think, anyway. So those are the papers that I will be using. I'm going to be using some matte medium because that's how we're going to pick up our prints. And then any type of paint will do. I use my regular house paints. I use high flow, I use acrylic ink. We're making it real fluid, so I would be watering things down anyway. So, choose what works for you and choose the colors that make you happy. Happy is always good when we're creating. The more joy that you can have here, the better. So that's the paper that I will be using. Now, I have this brown paper underneath. This is kind of important. This is, I'll just show you. It comes in a roll like this. We got it to use for like packaging for our art because it's got a really poly-coated non-stick surface on one side and it's really heavy. So this will help us pull our prints without any sticking. And it's heavy enough that it doesn't wrinkle when we get all of the things on there. You can use like a silicone mat. This is like a silicone mat. Nothing sticks to this. You can use like one of the craft mats, like the craft mat, these type of craft mats. I cut mine up and use them in my journals, but you could use that. And you can also use parchment paper. Now, parchment paper, it will work, but it tends to wrinkle when you get a lot of fluid on there. So that's the only drawback from parchment paper. So choose your weapon of choice, but you need that non-stick surface for your pulls to really kind of pull well. Okay, so let me pull this out. I had it organized, and now I don't know what my own organization is. I don't know if anybody else does that. Okay, so I've got my brown paper out. I've got 2 stencils, and I'm using stencils for my pattern. You don't have to use stencils. You could actually lay shapes into what we're doing, but I'm using stencils because it's super easy. I don't have to think, and I can just kind of go. So I've got stencils out. I've got my brown paper. Now we just start putting down color. And I'm going to do some magenta, and I'll show you both. I'm going to use some paint, just regular old paint, and then I'll use some acrylic. And I'm going to stick with those 2 colors. And then, let's see, I've got some titanium white here. Oh, is this one open? Yeah, okay. So, make sure, yeah. Okay, I'm going to grab a 1-inch flat brush. And we're going to use a spray bottle. You don't have to. You could just, put water in there. And I'm just going to get a nice little soup happening here. And I'm going to make this big enough to fit my stencils. All right. I'm going to come all the way out here. And I may have to put some more paint down. I'll grab a little bit of... Actually, let's be bold and daring. I was going to put a little bit of magenta ink in there, but I'm going to grab a little bit of this is vivid red orange. Woo, yeah. Let's do it. And then a little bit more water. And I'll be a little bit more particular about how I mix this red orange so that it doesn't all blend together. And yes, it's going to repel, and that's part of the beauty of this process. I think I need a tiny bit more. I'm going to put a little bit more. Ooh, that was a lot of magenta. Okay, I'm going to water that down. Because the water is I think what makes it interesting and how it works the best, I think. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I've got some, just to give it a little bit more variation, just for the heck of it, because we can. I'm going to grab a little bit of this titanium white high flow, and I'm going to use the end of my brush maybe just kind of drag it through. Maybe I'll drag it through a little bit more with my regular brush. And I'll give that a little spritz of water. Look at how pretty. Love it. Bring some of that out to the edge here. Okay, good enough. Don't get precious about this. Let it be fun. I've got 2 stencils. These are 9 by 12 stencils. You don't have to go this big as I'm working. I'm just going to lay that down in there like that. And then I'm going to rinse my brush out. Just kind of dry it off, get some of that paint out of there. And I just want to make sure that the stencil is down and touching the paint, because that's where the magic happens. Okay. And that's all you do. And you let it dry. The hardest part for me is letting it dry, because you can't dry it. I mean, I suppose you could, but you risk like getting your, like warping your stencils. And the best result is when it just dries on its own. It's so pretty. So that's another reason why we have these sheets, because I do multiples of these at one time, and the sheets help so much because I can just pick it up and put it on the floor. So I'm going to pick this up and put it on the floor. Okay, so that's all there is to this part, this technique. And what I want to show you is my results from some of the ones that I've just done. I kind of like the process. I've got a lot of examples for you. Okay. So on one of these, I just used masks. And so let's take a look. And they're still wet, and they've been sitting for a while. And so if there's some of them are still wet, we can kind of chop them up and get them dry. Look at how gorgeous that is. Let me set these aside. Look at that. Now, it may not look like much right now, but when we pull it, it will. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab, because it's still a little wet, I will take my towel and just kind of tap it up. Tap up any leftovers. And this was raw umber color. I decided to try that because normally I'll do lots of color and things like that. Okay, so that's that one. And I'll show you in just a second what we're going to do. But I want to reveal these ones to you. So this one's still pretty wet. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, that's that one. And it's got some wet over here, so I'm just going to dry so we can put our matte medium on it. Okay, this one I already started pulling up, but look at how, I hope you can see that. I can't wait to pull this one. Can't wait. Oh, so good. This one's completely dry, and so was the teal one. So, oh my goodness, I can't wait. And then this one was orange, and it's really light, but you'll see once we pull it how amazing it looks. So I used regular stencils and masks. Ooh, this one's pretty wet still. Ooh, this one's really wet. Now let's tap this up. And And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a piece of copy paper and not waste any of this. You never know what we'll get. This is the start of more collage paper, you know, because I need more. Okay. See that? Fun. Okay. So there's our, those are examples of what we just did, that I just put on the floor. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to, I'm going to let that one sit for a second because I've got several that are fully dry. I'll let the other one sit for a second. Now my goal here is to put some matte medium on it. I want a nice healthy coat of matte medium. I don't want to skimp. I want to go all the way out to the edge and have a fairly thick coat on that edge because that helps us pull up the paper. And go over it a couple of times just to make sure that you've got, you've got everything covered. And look at it from the side to just make sure. And then like the excess, I kind of pull out to the sides just because it helps having that little extra on the edge because it helps it easier to kind of pull. Okay, now here's where our paper comes in. So I am going to, let's see. I typically am using 2 pieces because I don't have I didn't cut big enough sheets for both. I got a piece of paint or something in there. And I want to just kind of push this down into the medium, fluid matte medium. And you'll see it where it's white, where you don't have either enough medium or good contact. And I just want to push, and yes, there's wrinkles. That's kind of the beauty of that. This is a very imperfect, grungy kind of print. That looks good. Now, I want to do this to each one of my poles or of my prints, and then we'll get them. I'm going to dry them. This is where I can use my dryer. I'm going to dry them and then we'll come back and reveal those poles. So I'll just do another one real quick with you. I don't need to do them all with you because you get the idea. Okay. Now this has paint all the way out here. I don't need to pick that part up. I just really want the pattern. So I'm going to follow the line with the pattern and let that be. That's a nice healthy coat. Okay. This is wet strength tissue paper. The other that I put down was medical exam. And the best thing to do is to not expect perfection. It's like gel printing. You never know what you're going to get. But I've had extremely consistent results with this, and I love it. Now, there's a lot of things that you could do with this. So instead of using matte medium, just like on a gel plate, I could put a coat of paint over another color. So I'm going to, okay, so this one, I'm gonna do paint on this. And I am going to do like this is a creme de caramel. It's one of my house paints. Got a brush here. I'm just gonna cover this all up. actually going to spray some water on here. Make it a little bit more, because this is kind of a thicker paint. Give it a little bit of water. I don't want it to be too fluid because we need that stability. And that feels a little thick. So I'm just gonna kind of towel some of this off. And again, I want my edge to be pretty thick. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna let that be like it is. Feels pretty good. On one side I'm going to do copy paper, and one side I'm going to do, I don't have enough, it's not big enough. That's okay, I'm just going to do it like this. I'm going to do that, and again, I want to, you know, kind of go over it, make sure that it's down and in the paint. And then I'll take this one a little bigger. I'll put that down. Wow, it feels really dry right there. Okay. Okay, we'll see what we get. Okay, so that's another way that you can do a pull on your images that are on your wax paper or freezer paper. Okay. Now I'm going to set that aside. The other thing I want to show you is another technique. This one, you can see how distinct the images are versus some of the other ones where it felt a little blurrier or not quite as defined, and that could have something to do with, you know, the patterns and that kind of thing. But I want to show you what I did, something different to this that gave me a different result. So that I used, and the same, maybe I'll do a different color, like teal. I'll do some teal, and maybe some of this color. Okay, let's get that wet. Nice and soupy. Get this mixed around. Okay. That's good enough for our example. So I'm just going to lay my items in here. Put that like that. Okay, good enough. Now I'm going to come back with some either wet strength or medical exam paper, and I'm just going to, first of all, I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to take my brush, kind of squeegee it out a little bit, and just kind of make sure I've got everything down. Okay, that feels pretty good. They all look good. Okay, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to come over the top of this and press it. Ever so lightly, and then pick it up, and it picks up some of that excess. Let's stick this on the floor. So that the underneath image that's still, you know, wet is a little bit stronger. So I like both ways. I like the unpredictability of the other way because I never know quite what I'm going to get. This feels a little bit more predictable, which is okay, but I like the freedom of the other. So you get to choose what you like, or maybe you like them all, like me. And you get some really good, like, yummy collage papers. And you, again, for the pickup, you don't have to use the the tissue paper. It works best though because it's soft enough that it gets around all of your things, but you can do it this way with copy paper, and you may end up getting some really good, you know, collage paper that way. So, okay, I'm gonna get these dry and then we'll come back. Okay, so I let these, some I dried and some I just let dry overnight, and I got them all, and I pulled most of them, but I wanted to pull a couple with you so you could see the process. So let's just, and a couple of areas may get stuck. That just happens. I don't know why. There's a random little weird spot on the paper or what, but it's usually on the outer edges, and it's most likely because I didn't get enough matte medium or something down. So you never know what you're going to get. Look at that. And I want to put down white so that, because it'll show up better. Look at that. I love the veining that happens with the tissue paper. I love all of that. I just love it. Okay, so set that over here. Let's do this one. Ooh, this one's not quite dry yet. We'll see how that goes. Couple of spots along. It's always along the edges. That's why I say, you know, try to get a good amount of matte medium on the edge because it'll help that start. And once you get the pull started, it's usually super easy. Oh, this is the spot where it's kind of wet still. Darn. Of course, this one's not going to pull up. I was excited to see this one, and it's like giving me all kinds of issues. That's the, you know, that's kind of like a gel print too. You never know sometimes. You do all of the best things, all your best intentions. Like that spot's really still, I must have had a ton of matte medium there and not enough on the outside. So that's just, you know, that's how it goes. Sometimes if you pull from a different direction, that will help. Sometimes not. But I wanted you to see this process so maybe you didn't think, oh no, I've done something wrong. No, this is just the nature of, you know, what it is. This is the trouble spot right here. I don't know why. Okay. Look at that. I love it. I did not reverse my stencil. I should have, so that my numbers would be in the right direction. But that is gorgeous. I just love the unpredictable feel, the shadow, the movement, the crinkle of the paper. It just makes me happy. Okay, then one more I just want to show you. This was one that I had leftover stuff on. So all the, like I kept layering and layering and layering, and I had leftover gunk like this, or leftover stuff like this, or like this. I mean, you'll have leftover stuff. And I just kind of kept layering. and layering on top of it like a gel print. And some of this would continue to come up with the next layer, but then I just continued to have this build up in the background. So this was one of those like leftovers that I just put some matte medium on. And look at that. Let me put some white out here so it shows up better. It's just this grungy goodness that I just can't even, I don't know how I would even begin to replicate how it feels. It's just a really great, unique look, and I love that. And now, because I've used the tissue paper, if I put, and I'm going to zoom in, if I put something behind it, which I typically do, like my collage paper, it's this beautiful transparent layer. Even the darker layers, like this one, you can still see, I don't know if you can see it or not, you can still see the text underneath. See that? So let's look at some of the other ones that we did. And some turned out great and some did not. And that is just the nature of and that's how a gel print is. So this one I was really excited about. Actually, let's do this. I'm going to put these over here. I have the pattern on there, and you can see it when it's on white better, but it's not as distinct as I wanted. So this one was great, and it picked up things from underneath that were on my paper, which I love. I love that. This one was the floral one. That was the raw umber that I put the paint over instead of gel medium. And I wish I mean, it's okay, and you can barely see the pattern, which I'm going to try it again. That's how it works with my gel prints too. I'll do something, I'm like, that's not exactly what I wanted. This is great. This one, not so much, but even the not so much, I mean, a little tiny bit, and it picked up some gold that was left on the sheet that I had before. But even the not so much is this like fantastic, grungy, yummy, oh, I can't even think of enough words to say. Look at that. I love it. Love, love, love it. And I'm just making sure I'm showing you everything. Okay. I think I've got them all, showed them all to you. And then being able to layer these in your projects, you know, in a journal page or whatever. You can cut out just what you need. You can tear it and make it look really abstract. There's just so many options, and I love it. Love it. Okay. So that I just wanted to share that with you because this is one of the things that I have discovered through my playtime, and playtime is so important for us. It's where we learn, it's where we grow. It's the safe place. Playtime is also about not wanting perfection, but being able to be here and just be creative no matter what. And so trying new things and experimenting, that's all part of our growth as an artist. And so this is one of the things that we did and will do. So September and October techniques in the membership for our projects, we'll be including something like this. And I am having a blast with this. And I want to continue to experiment and take this a little bit farther. And so if you're interested in the membership doors are open, and we would love for you to join us. We have a wonderful private community where we share our work, we ask questions, we have live Zoom calls where we kind of get together and talk about the past month's projects or whatever it might be. We have a great time. And there's over 4 years of content in the membership just waiting for you if you decide that that's something that you would love to do and be able to spark your creativity and be part of a group doing that. So, okay, my loves, that is your Sunday inspiration for today. I hope your Sunday is restful and peaceful. Oh, one other thing. I hope it's restful and peaceful. But all the links will be down below in the YouTube description box. The membership link and all the supplies that I used today will be down below in the YouTube description box. Okay, sometimes I forget to say all the things. Okay, back to, I hope your Sunday is restful and peaceful, and I hope you get to experiment and play today. It's so good for our souls. And I hope that you always, always know that you are loved.